Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction, Linda, and it is lovely to be here. I love seeing all of you. I am so excited to teach you about trademarks. Look, trademarks are the most fun, sexiest thing that you can do for your business, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So as we're all settling in, please, as Linda said, we want this to be interactive, so pop into the chat where you're joining from. As Linda said, I'm here in my office in Hawaii, and I would love to get to know you better. And as we're all hopping on and getting settled in, I want you to know that I am here for you, and I am serious when I say that I am happy to answer your legal business questions. So if you have a question about your specific situation, or you need me to explain something, just write down all your questions along the way, because we're gonna have a Q&A at the end, and I love Q&A. Also, if you can, turn on your camera. I would love to see your gorgeous faces. It helps me to connect with you and make sure you're getting those aha moments. This is going to be a great event with a lot of value. You're going to roll up your sleeves and we're going to workshop your specific trademarks in a trademark treasure hunt. So make sure you have a pen and let's make this interactive and fun. All right, let's kick things off with a quick poll. Are you planning on growing your business through 2024 and into 2025? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no into the chat. And if you said yes, that you are planning on growing your business through 2024 and into 2025, share what kind of growth you're aiming for. Is it a new product, an offering, a membership site, a podcast, something else? I would love to know your goals so that I can help support them. My job is literally to help elevate your business and to get you to the next rung. So tell me the highest vision. That's what I'm here for. I'm talking about the vision where you want your business to be in 2-3 years from now. That's what we want to be focusing on. And if you said yes to scaling and growing your business into 2025, then you're in the right place. Because this workshop is all about amplifying your business. It's about setting you up for success, and we all want that. And over the next hour, you're going to learn what your intellectual property is and how to protect it. You're going to see why getting it trademarked is a vital step before you scale and increase your visibility. You might have heard having the best funnel or the best new strategy is the biggest way to grow your business. However, if your business doesn't have a trademark, it's accidentally keeping you small. In fact, I'd go so far as to say that having a trademark is an essential step for your business's growth and expansion. Over the next hour, I'm going to teach you what you need to know about trademarks for your small business. You'll learn what a trademark is, and you'll discover whether your business is trademark ready. You'll learn why protecting your brand is a game changer for growth. I'm going to take you through your interactive workshop where we'll get hands-on in a trademark treasure hunt for your business. I'll share, based on my work with my clients, how owning a trademark will help you boost your profits. We're going to dive into some of the ins and outs of the trademark process, and I'm going to break down some common myths along the way so that you can stop asking your friends and consulting the Google, and you're going to get the real scoop from a trademark lawyer. And of course, I'm going to let you borrow my brain at the end with the Q&A. So please make sure you write down your questions and we'll go through them and I'll answer them at the end. All right, let me ask you a question. Do you currently feel like you own your business and everything in it, including the name of your business, your website, your programs? Go ahead and pop me a comment in the chat and let me know with a yes, I do, or no, I don't, or huh. The way you're asking that now I'm not sure. Again, the question is, do you think you own your business right now, including the name of your business and the names of your programs? And as you're typing that in, I want to kick things off for you right from the start and deliver immediate high value. So let's start with the biggest aha. This is a groundbreaking piece of information, ladies, that is going to change the way that you think about your business. And it's also the number one reason why you need a trademark. Most people think, I'm going to get a trademark so I can stop other people from using a name that's similar to mine. They think the value of having the trademark is being able to prevent other businesses from using their name. But the real reason you need to get your name trademarked is that you then own that name. And when you own your name, no one can ever swoop in and force you to stop using your own name. No one can ever come in and demand that you take your whole business down and change everything. I want you to start thinking about this in a new way. By the end of this workshop, you're going to understand why changing this mindset is so important. If you don't get this right now, just hang with me. And by the end, you're going to see exactly what I mean. Let me say it in another way. Most people think because they have a domain name or a website or an LLC, or because they host programs or a podcast using a specific name, that they own that name. But here's the reality. If you don't have a registered trademark with that name, you don't own it. You only own it when you register it as a trademark. Right now, you don't own your name or names or logo, but when you register them as registered trademarks, you will own them. And my point is, when you own your name, you know it's yours and you can build and build on top of it. And no one can tell you that you have to stop using your business name, your podcast, your product names, your program names, your logos. And having this type of security, knowing that you own your name, will not only give you peace of mind, but it will help you expand your business with confidence, knowing that it's yours. Because the reality is, if you don't have a trademark, you are totally vulnerable to the risk of having someone contact your business out of the blue and tell you that you have to take it all down. Right now, many of you are putting out amazing offers, content, and products, but you're not protected. And deep down, you know you're not protected. And that uncertainty weighs on you, even if you don't realize it. Your subconscious is playing it safe, telling you to hold back, keep a lower profile, avoid being too visible. Without ownership of your name, you don't put the full force of the universe behind you. You're not allowing yourself to grow into the hugely successful business that you're capable of becoming. It's costing you growth, and it's time to change that. When you own your brand, everything changes. You feel secure, confident, and fully empowered to scale without fear. Successful coaches and business owners who have trademarked their brands are able to confidently create new revenue streams, build big passive income opportunities, and they know that no one can take it from them. Trademarking removes the fear, giving you total freedom to grow your business as big as you want, knowing it's 100% yours. Why play small when you can expand with total confidence? As we dive in, a quick intro about me. Yeah, you can see all my fancy credentials here. But what's really important is that even though I've been a lawyer for 29 years, I am not your typical lawyer. I've dedicated my whole life and my 29-year legal career to helping women in the courtroom, with contracts, with trademarks. I help women build their businesses. I love filing trademarks, and I've filed hundreds of successful trademarks, but I don't just file trademarks. I do it with flair. You can think of me as the friend who discreetly fixes your bra strap before you strut into a party. I'm gonna pull you aside and get everything tucked neatly into place so you walk in with confidence and no one knows that just 2 minutes before, your bra was sticking out and maybe just a little bit of the girls too. My goal is to wrap your business in confidence, ensuring that everything is legally and perfectly in place. I'm like a stylist and lighting crew for your legal needs, keeping everything sharp so that you can shine and expand with confidence. And when you're expanding your business, there's something in the collective consciousness when a name for a program or a product comes through. Elizabeth Gilbert talks about this in her book, Big Magic, how both she and a colleague were working on the exact same book at the exact same time. And the same thing happens when you receive a download for a name of a new product or a program or a podcast or a logo. You're not the only one receiving the download. Here's an example of this. All of these business owners got the same download. They all got the idea for a delicious smashed burger. The business Smashburger that you see at the top was smart, and they registered their trademark first. And now all of these other burger joints you see on the list, who all had the same idea to name their burger business Smash something, they all have to change their names because Smashburger at the top registered their name as a trademark. So none of these other players can have a name for a restaurant with Smash in it, and they're all being shut down. What's important for you to see is that the names were similar, but not an exact match. So this is a writer downer. The names do not have to be an exact match to be a problem. What is the problem? It's waiting too long. The biggest mistake that you can make with your trademark is sitting on this and waiting too long. And the thing is, I find time and time again, people almost never miss getting their trademark by years. It's more like they miss it by weeks. And if someone else files before you with a name that's similar to yours, in an area of business that's similar to yours, you will not be able to get your name, your logo. You'll have to go back to the drawing board and come up with a new name or new logo. And here's the real heartbreaker. When you wait too long to get your trademarks, this really holds you back in business. You can't take it to the next level. You can't launch with confidence. But once you get your trademark handled, you can stop holding back, you can take action on scaling, and you can really start to bring home the bacon. Look, let's face it, you could let launching a new program sit for another year, but you can't let filing a trademark sit because you could lose the name and, more importantly, the rights to use it. And unlike Mercedes, Apple, Prada, who can just go to court, throw money at it, and fight it out, at your level, you have to walk away. And if you've got a body of work out there like programs, products, offerings, podcasts, a social presence, it's out there already, and someone else has trademarked the name or similar name to the name that you're using, you're vulnerable to having to take it all down and start all over again or face huge legal penalties. You know, I believe that women entrepreneurs are the future. I believe that we are the beautiful force that will change this world. And I believe that that starts by putting more money in the hands of women. But what I find is that most business owners, women business owners, operate their business with such an open heart. They think that things like what I'm sharing about either won't happen to them or they never even consider it in the first place. And ultimately, it's like driving without insurance. You would never dream of driving your car down the highway without fully insuring it and your passengers. However, so many women in business are operating their businesses totally unprotected, putting everything that they've built at risk. A solid business starts with creating that solid, masculine container and safety structure for your business, one that protects you and everything that you've worked for. Just like you'd never drive without insurance, you can't afford to leave your business unprotected. You have to protect yourself and your assets. If you want to scale successfully and profitably, securing your trademark is a non-negotiable. Without that, someone else could take your name, your logo, your branding, and force you to tear it all down and start from scratch. Can you imagine losing everything that you've built? Because it happens. My client, Darcy, had a thriving cupcake business, Best Coast Better Bites, selling the most delicious, allergen-free, dye-free cupcakes. They were in their fourth year with over 120,000 followers and huge profits. Everything was going great and people's bellies were filled with healthy treats until it all crumbled like a stale cupcake. On the morning that we met, Darcy sent me a panicked email that she had just received a very aggressive cease and desist letter from a lawyer. And as I was reading her email, my stomach dropped. I knew what was going to happen to Darcy's business, and I knew that I was going to have to tell her. The cease and desist letter claimed that Darcy's name, Best Coast Better Bites, was too similar to their client's name, West Coast Best Bites, which unfortunately for Darcy is a registered trademark. And the lawyer threatened Darcy with a huge lawsuit if she did not cease and desist, plain English, just meaning stop, using her name, Best Coast Better Bites, in all ways, everywhere, within 3 days, 72 hours. The letter said that Darcy had 3 days to scrub every single trace of her using their name from the internet or face a lawsuit with massive damages. The names were similar. What they were selling under those names were similar. Darcy was going to have to shut her doors and delete her business from the internet. And as I was telling her, she just started to cry so hard. And I'm a co-crier. I can't help it. So I started to tear up, and Darcy was just devastated and kept saying, "Is this for real? How can this be for real? How can I be losing everything?" And when a client asks me that, I don't have anything good to say back. All I could say to her is, "You'll rebuild. You'll start over. You'll be okay." But come on. Darcy had to shut everything down and rebrand completely, losing thousands of dollars, most of her followers, and months of lost time and momentum. In the end, Darcy lost over $250,000 and the chance to keep growing her business as she once had. Although Darcy is my client now with a new trademark name, the damage was done. And being real with you, her business has never fully recovered. And this is why protecting your business with a trademark is critical, so you never have to face the same nightmare. So no one can ever come in out of the blue and force you to delete your whole business. I want to talk about how to make sure this never happens to you and to the beautiful business that you're building. Quick reminder as we dive into the workshop portion of today's talk and our upcoming Q&A session, I want to remind you that what you're going to hear today is not legal advice. It's education and information for you to use as you grow your business. Listening to it or participating in the workshop does not create an attorney-client relationship between us, and it's not intended as a substitute for speaking one-on-one, for speaking one-on-one to me or to another IP lawyer. All right, let's do it. What is a trademark? A trademark is a word or design that identifies your brand and sets you apart from competitors. It helps customers recognize your products and know that they come from you and not from someone else. Your trademark builds brand recognition, reputation, and respect. It elevates your brand. It shows everyone that you're here to stay. This is the way you build a lasting brand. It all starts with the name. Think about the brand Spanx. That's a trademark. And that little R that you always see next to it, that means it's registered. So let's talk about that R symbol. Everyone always wants to know, what's the difference between the TM symbol and the R symbol? The TM symbol that you see on the left, that's used for a trademark that's not registered. And when you add that symbol to your trademark, you're announcing to the world that you have a bona fide intention to stake your claim to this trademark. As soon as we file your application, I'm going to ask you to add the TM symbol to your trademark. But ultimately, that's not the one you want. The one you want is the R symbol, the one you see on the right. We lawyers call that circled R. That symbol is only for registered trademarks. That's the one you want. That symbol means you're safe. For example, when you think about the golden arches, no matter where you see it, on a billboard, on a wrapper, in a movie, in Europe, in Asia, you know that it's McDonald's. You don't even have to think about it. Notice, looking at this slide, none of these brands have a TM next to them. They all have their circled R. So these trademarks, the word Nike and their swoosh and their tagline, just do it. The word Starbucks, the green mermaid logo, those symbols made of words and designs, those are the trademarks. And they let you know right away who is selling that product or service. And the trademark is the symbol that lets you know right away the quality and experience that you're going to have with that purchase. Here's a pro tip for you. This one's a writer downer. You cannot use the circled R until your trademark is officially registered. Doing so is considered fraud on the United States Trademark Office, and this will ruin your chances of getting it approved. So please be careful with this. Once your trademark is registered, I'll be monitoring your business and I'll be guiding you on updating all of your TMs to your circled Rs to ensure that everything is protected. Trademarks aren't just for big companies, they're even more crucial for small businesses and solo businesses. Unlike giants like Target or FedEx, we small businesses can't afford to buy back our name or fight costly legal battles. If we lose our name, we have to rebrand everything, which would be a disaster. And this is why protecting your brand is essential. The biggest reason to get a trademark is to avoid building your business on borrowed ground. In today's crowded online market, small businesses like service-based entrepreneurs and coaches have to stand out and distinguish themselves, even more so for small businesses than for my corporate clients. And a trademark helps you do just that. It also helps you make more money in your business. Here are some clients. Meg of Fork the Food Rules secured her trademark, doubled her program price, launched a new group offering, and is already pursuing a second trademark. Megan of Little But Fierce Productions trademarked her brand name, doubled her client base, launched a new arm of her business, and is now hosting major industry events. Alyssa of Divine Light Energy Healers Academy. She jumped from 35 course sales to 1,700 course sales. She skyrocketed her visibility and her revenue from the moment that she started the trademark process. If you have a brand, my friends, you already have trademarks. They're not registered yet, but you have trademarks. So let's explore the trademarks you already own. What gold mine of assets are you sitting on? Go ahead and grab your pen and paper, or you can use your notes app if that's easier, and let's find out where the potential trademarks in your business are. This trademark treasure hunt is the best part. Remember, your trademarks are anything that identifies your brand name, logo, slogan or tagline, podcast name, social media handles, hashtags, and all the names of all of your products and offerings. One quick note, if your brand is your own legal name, if you have a personal brand and it's your own name, you need to protect that, like Calvin Klein, Kate Spade, Layne Lyons. I want you to listen in close here. Here comes another pro tip. The first step in protecting your assets is always figuring out what you have. You find out what you have, and then you know what needs to be protected. You have to start by cataloging your assets. So grab your pen, and I'm going to walk you through a list of items. And as we go through each one, ask yourself, what do I have now? And what am I potentially planning on launching in the next 2 to 3 years? And what are the names, words, and designs that I'll use for that? I'm gonna give you a little bit of some mellow writing music along the way, and I really encourage you to make this time valuable. Write down your answers, and please, if you feel comfortable, pop some of them in the chat. All right, let's find your trademarks. First, write down your brand name, your business name. If it's your legal name, as I said, write that down. Also, write down any names that you're considering using for any brand or business that you're planning on launching in the next 2 to 3 years. Okay, wrapping that up. Is everybody good? Thumbs up. Let's come back together now and dive into the next question. Okay, if you have a logo Do a quick sketch of it or write down a description of it. Again, include any logos or designs that you're using for your business that you're potentially going to use in the next 2 to 3 years. Ready for the next one? All right, let's dive in. If you have a tagline or a slogan that you use in your business, write that down. Again, keeping in mind your future plans as well. Okay, let's come back together and keep the momentum going with our next question. Next, write down the name of your podcast, if you have one, or what your podcast name might be if you're going to create one. Okay, next, come on back. Write down the social media handles that you use and any hashtags that are specific to you and your business. Okay, here comes the last one. And besides your business name, this one is the other big gold mine of assets. Write down all of your current product names, the names of your offers. I want you to include digital, physical, product names or offer names that you're thinking about creating. So when you start thinking about this, we're talking about your courses, your memberships, your frameworks, product lines, coaching offers, all of your products, all of your offers. List them all and remember to dream big and include all of the ideas that you're noodling on. I'm gonna give you a little bit longer for this one because this one's pretty juicy. Okay, ladies, starting to come back. That's a lot of products and offers, right? How many product and offers names did you come up with? You can pop a number in the chat box. And just out of curiosity, also, How much revenue did these generate for you? If you're comfortable, you can pop that number in the chat, or if you prefer, you can put a future number that you'd like them to generate for you. This is all about setting you up for the next level that you're aiming for. Yay to everything on your list. These are all potential trademarks, and it's so exciting. How many of you came up with more than you expected? Did your list surprise you? Go ahead and pop me a comment in the chat, and I love an aha moment, so I can take a beat and see your responses. Great, you've got more trademarks than you realized. That's wonderful. And the real question is, do you have all of that protected? This is where it gets really exciting. We're going to go back to your list and we're going to identify which items on your list should be prioritized for trademark protection, which items are the most important to protect yourself first, so that you can confidently continue your momentum and set yourself up to scale from here with nothing unnecessarily holding you back. So get your list and you're going to go through it. And for each item, I want you to ask yourself, do I use it now? Will I use it in the future? Do I love it? And will there be collateral damage if I lost it? Using these 4 questions on the screen, let's have you put a star next to the ones that feel the most important for you to protect. I'll give you some time, a little bit more writing music. Like, my main registered trademark is the legal umbrella, and I sell done for you contracts and trademarks and legal services for women business owners under that trademark. Everyone knows it's me, it's my brand. I love it. I use it now. I will use it for years and years to come. It's my house brand and I make revenue from it. And it would be a nightmare financially and logistically if I had to change it. So that's a no-brainer for me. If you're adding stars to your worksheet and you've got items that you said yes for all 4 questions, then that's exciting, my friend, because you need to register your trademark or trademarks. The list that you just created, this is your intellectual property. Did you realize how much content you have? And did you know how much you have that you need to protect so that no one can come in and force you to take it all down? Because here's the thing, as we said at the top of the hour, unless you already have these items protected with a registered trademark, meaning they've been registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, you don't own any of them. And now this very last question is going to take some future thinking. Can you imagine having to take your whole business down and start everything all over again? Can you imagine how much it would cost in terms of time, money, and effort if you had to take everything down and had to rename and rebrand it all and had to start all over again? And I want you to ask yourself in the most loving way possible, does any part of you feel nervous about possibly losing the ability to use the things on your list? You can pop me a comment in the chat and let me know. And the real truth is that losing these assets would devastate your momentum, growth, and future income, an outcome that's too daunting to even imagine. And that is why trademark registration is crucial. It's not about preventing other people from using your name. It's about ensuring that no one can hinder your progress. I'm going to say it again. You don't register your trademark so you can stop other people from using your name. You register it so no one can stop you. You register your trademark so that you can grow your business. How can you be visible with a name that you don't own? Think about pitching yourself as a guest on podcasts or speaking on stages at live events or having your company be a sponsor at an industry event. Now, imagine doing all of that with a name that you don't own. If you have plans to be more visible and create more brand awareness and a bigger audience, you simply can't risk having to change your name. When you're going to be more visible, you have to take action and protect yourself. Now that you've identified the highest priority and the highest risk items in your business, it's time to get those going now. What does now mean? You might be wondering, when do I have to worry about registering my trademark? Well, I would say yesterday, because ideally you need to register your trademark before you build on it, before you put that name or logo everywhere, before you record videos or reels or splash it all over socials, before you sell your course or your program or record podcast episodes or be a guest on other people's podcasts. What I'm saying is you need to register it before you get known for that brand name. And if you're like most people though, you've probably already started building your business because you were told to just get started and figure out the details later. So please don't be hard on yourself. But now that you've been building, it's time to protect what you've been building. You need to find out if you can keep building. You need to make sure you're not infringing on someone else's rights, exposing yourself to very serious legal risks. And you do that by starting the trademark process. From the moment you file, your application takes priority. This is another pro tip right here. From the day that you file, your position is secured, meaning any application with trademarks that are similar to yours that are filed after yours will be paused indefinitely until yours is finalized. You want to be first in line so you can keep growing. Protecting your trademark sets you up for growth. Not protecting it always leads to setbacks. Imagine the momentum that you would lose if you had to pull everything down, change your name, and start from scratch. Nothing crushes a company's growth like having to start all over again. The biggest mistake that women entrepreneurs make, waiting too long. Besides trying to DIY it or skipping using an experienced, specialized attorney, the real risk is delaying. So now you know the trademarks that you likely need, and you know you need them soon. And right about now, you might be wondering about trying to DIY your trademark or using a low-cost lawyer. I want you to know the facts. Whether you work with me or not, these DIY services and low-cost lawyers are trademark mills, like puppy mills, high volume services that focus on churning out trademark applications for profit, not for your success. Using an inexperienced low-cost lawyer or trying to DIY this always leads to your application being filed with critical mistakes in it. The reality is that these lower cost services don't use any legal strategy, and you need strategy to successfully register. Also, using these services is always so stress inducing for you because there's no human on the other side to help you when you get stuck. You can't ask questions and you can't get any support. If you try to cut corners here, you'll not be prepared for what comes next and you will get stuck. Filing a trademark is a complex year and a half long process with technical searches, complex law, intricate details, and it's all done in confusing legal jargon. For the average person, it will bury you in paperwork that feels overwhelming to navigate. After trying to DIY it or use a low-cost lawyer, many clients get referred to me, and sometimes I can fix it, and sometimes I can't. But what I can tell you is that these folks are always completely overwhelmed, and ultimately they all say they wish they would have just done it right in the first place to avoid all of this. Did you know that more than 80% of applicants get something called an office action? An office action is a correspondence from the trademark office. You can think of it like a refusal. It's a complex legal document, sometimes 40 to 50 pages, written in lawyer speak with case law and footnotes outlining why your U.S. trademark office lawyer rejected your application. It's nearly impossible to understand, but the thing is, you need to understand it fully because you have to argue against it like a lawyer to win your trademark. Most people are not equipped to navigate this part of the process, and at this point, they lose. Your trademark is not just about searching and filing the application. It's about overcoming obstacles once you hit this office action stage. And for that, To win, you need a skilled, experienced lawyer. Your ultimate success in winning office actions hinges on how you draft your application. I build a plan and several strategies for each trademark, and I very intentionally plant seeds into your application to overcome objections in these later stages. When I take on a new trademark project, I use my experience as a courtroom litigator to see the other side. My superpower is I anticipate what the other side might be thinking. I see the potential objections, and then I build your application around all of that. And when it comes time to argue against an office action denial on your application, I've already embedded the solution into your application. This is not something to wing or DIY or hire an inexperienced partner who doesn't have a solid understanding of trademark law. My goal is to save you from worrying about all of this. I am an expert litigator. I literally crush office actions. My team and I know trademark law inside and out, and all of the case law, legal precedents, and arguments that I need to make sure that the trademark office gives you your trademark. We fight office actions and we win. This just happened this morning, and I haven't even updated my slides yet, but I had to share because it's the perfect example of why you need an expert on your side. Almost 2 years ago, I filed an application for my client, the IEP coach. 9 months ago, we received an office action, and I immediately noticed that the trademark attorney made an error in applying the law. In my opinion, she made a mistake. So I fought back. I wrote a detailed response laying out exactly where the attorney was wrong. She rejected it. So I rewrote my brief, explained it differently, and then I called her, but she just wasn't getting it. Now, I've been doing this for nearly 3 decades, and I am not one to back down. So I went over her head, straight to the managing attorney, and I presented my case. And just this morning, he emailed me and he said that he reviewed the case and that I am 100% correct. He withdrew the refusal, and my client is getting her trademark. I am so happy. My client is thrilled. I have been fighting about this one sentence, this one legal point for 9 months, and I never backed down because I knew the law was on our side. This is exactly why you need a highly skilled trademark lawyer fighting for your brand. Investing in an expert is going to make the difference between success and failure. No cut rate service is going to go to battle for you like that. And as you're learning, filing for a trademark is not just about the application. Once your trademark application is submitted, that's when the real work begins. That's when you will be very glad that you hired a pro. Over the next year and a half, I handle everything for you, communicating with the trademark office attorneys, responding to every correspondence, researching case law, drafting arguments. I guide your application through each step, ensuring it has the best chance of approval. I know. Hearing what's involved, it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but I've got you. We have filed hundreds of trademarks successfully. We've got the process down, and we know what we're doing. I'm here to get your application approved. I put forth the best possible application for you with the highest chance of success. My goal is that your application is a home run for you before we even file it. And you get to sit back and have peace of mind knowing that I'm handling it for you the whole way through, ensuring that your trademark is expertly handled from start to finish. And at each step of the way, I explain to you everything that's happening with your trademark in plain English, and you will have total peace of mind knowing that you've outsourced this to an expert who's navigating the complex trademark process for you and taking care of protecting it all for you so you can focus on building your business. And if right now you're feeling excited and you're seeing how protecting yourself and your business this way will set you up for the growth that you're wanting, then let's get on a call and talk about it. If you're serious about your business, if this is not a side hustle or a hobby, if you know the impact you want to make with your brand, and if you know that you're right at a point where you do not want to lose momentum, we should talk. On our call, we'll use your worksheet, the work you've already done today, your list of potential goodies, and I'll do my pre-homework research and we'll talk about your trademarks. I'll evaluate them and I'll tell you if there are any immediate red flags. If you can't have it, you should know now. And the good news is, because you've just heard this talk, we can fast forward all the education about trademarks on our call, and we'll get to dive straight into working on your specific business. We don't have to spend any time with the basics. I'll be able to use our time to ask you questions, and I'll prioritize your IP assets for you. So you start with the right one first, and things stay easy and manageable. This is an exciting step. And if you're feeling the right combination of tingly excited and tingly scared, I want you to know that when I feel that way, that's always when I know that I'm doing the right thing in my business. Look, building a business takes a lot. We have to take courageous leaps over and over again, and we have to envision the future and make future investments in this business baby of ours. If we want to set ourselves up for the future, we have to take courageous action. As you've heard, trademarks take 12 to 18 months or more to secure, which means we're likely already looking at 2026. Picture where you want your business to be in 2 years from now. To grow into that, you need to take action now and ensure your brand is protected for the future. You need to set yourself up for your future success by making the right moves now. The call with me is 325 on my website. You can book in at any time on that rate. But I love action takers. I love Linda. I love Leadership Global, and I always want to celebrate you. So for the next 48 hours, that call is $200 off. 45 minutes with me, taking a deep dive into your business, your intellectual property, is only $125 for the next 48 hours. I'm going to put the link up in the chat now. Put the link up, and I'm going to put the promo code for you. The promo code is SAVE200. We all love to save some cash. Okay, the link is there to book your call, and I'm going to put my email address in as well. And because you've already started the process today, we're going to be able to dive right in. So you can just click the link on the screen or use the QR code. You're going to choose the date and time that works best for you. And a heads up, because I dedicate so much attention to each application, I only have a few openings for new trademark clients each quarter, and it is first come, first serve. So go ahead, book your call, use the promo code SAVE200, make sure you get your call for $200 off. The QR code is also on the screen as well, and you can scan it or you can take a screenshot so you'll have it later. Remember that the code to save $200, SAVE200, is good for the next 48 hours. And you'll be on your way to protecting everything that you've worked so hard to build. And there's a real magic that happens when you get that certificate with your gold seal and you know that your name or logo is yours forever. It's a huge celebration, and one that always leads to more sales, more revenue, more visibility, and more longevity for your business. It's the next level. I look forward to assisting you on this exciting journey.